Within Star Trek Online, especially on the ground, any ground build is going to depend mostly on kit modules. Upon completing your character to 65, you'll probably look at the number of kit modules out there and go, holy kit modules, Batman. We've all been there. Today, in this video, we're going to talk about the kit modules, the ones that are important. We're going to talk about what they do, mostly where you can get them, and how useful they can be. Starting off with the engineer. Alrighty, folks, hello and welcome. We're going to talk about fabrication modules today. The two we're going to talk about right now is shield generator and the medical generator. So, to get started, we are on our bridge of our ship, so I can actually show these off and demonstrate them. The medical generator is basically a simple device. Beam it in, and it see the green area effect on the ground. Anyone in that green area will be healed. Of course, we got our shield generator because I have the duty officer that gives me both at the same time, or a chance to get both at the same time. So the blue dome, as you see, is going to be the shield. Anything in this area will have their shields healed. There's the blue bar up here. We'll move on to other fabrication modules. You can see there are quite a few. And let us go into... Technically, these are not... These next two are not fabrications, but they might as well be in that category as far as I'm concerned. Just give it a few seconds here, guys. Well, first, we got the Chronoton Mine Barrier. There are different versions of this, of course. And it sets up a nice little mine barrier. But if your enemies cross it, it'll explode. And of course, we got the Transphasic Bomb. And there are two other versions of this, I believe. I don't currently have the other two versions, but you basically click on that. It brings up a Transphasic Bomb. Does X amount of damage. And if you detonate it, explode. So, moving on from those. They are not commonly used, I will say that. You'll get them as earlier levels, but then after a while, they're pretty much not very useful after that. We went into the shield and our medical generator, so we're going to go into two. I'll put this one up in here. All right, there. So going into the further ish, there is, of course, your support drone, which is actually your captain ability, but it is technically a fabrication. Although it is not a module, it is just a captain ability. But with that, you have the Seeker drone, which of course they changed to exocomps, I believe, a couple of patches ago. There's your drones. Of course, we got a force field dome. Not very useful, not very used very often by players, but makes a nice little force field. You take less damage inside the dome. Of course, we got our quantum mortar. It's basically a the mortar. And if you know what mortars are used for, you know what those are. And of course, we got our beam turret. There's four turrets, sorry. There's a beam, a bolt, and a burst. And of course, the Romulan flamethrower, which I currently do not have on this tune. But that is basically your most common fabrication modules for your engineer. Quite handy to have. As you can see, with the right duty officers, you can actually control the battlefield pretty darn easy, although we are on our bridge and there's no enemies here to shoot at, but this allows me a free map to show them off. So next, guys, we will talk about non-fabrication modules, and we'll be right back with that. Alrighty then, we are back, and now we are going to go into non-fabrication modules, or as I like to call the other modules. So we got our combat supply, which is pretty much straightforward as follows. Now, weapon malfunction, what this will do is it will disable the weapons of your enemy. Not a very most useful it's not, well, let's say it's useful, but it's not very commonly used. Your shield recharge, which will recharge your shield, your personal shield, which is nice. If you're running a shield generator, though, not necessary. Use armor. This will actually increase your armor and hopefully decrease your damage taken. Equipment diagnostic. This is a cure mechanic. It applies a resistance buff and it actually increases your overall resistance. It also has a fun perk. Increases the damage of both your seeker and your portrait. If you're worried about that. It is a nice little thing. As you can see with the combat supply. Bring on a box and it will spit out random little buffs for you and your party. And that's quite useful that way. So up next, we will go into some, what I like to call the recommended reputation modules. So stick around. Alrighty, folks, and welcome back to the final segment of our video here. This is going to be my recommended reputation section. If you're looking for a mortar out of the reputation store, you'll go into your reputations, and some of them have kit modules, some of them don't. Some of them have universal, some of them have engineering. If they have an engineering, they will have a. They will only show up if you are on an engineer. Okay, that's that. Out of the Delta Alliance reputation, for a mortar, I recommend the Neutronic mortar. It is your basic quantum mortar. It does it does quantum damage also, but it also does a little bit of a radiation damage to its foes, which is quite nice. Other options are, even though I don't fully recommend it, is the nanite medical generator. Now, I prefer the normal standard medical generator myself, but this one will give you a heal over time as opposed to standard healing. Well, actually, I'm going to go ahead and equip this here. quickly here. Give that 20 seconds while I show the photometer generator drone out of your Lucari rep. This drone will also not only heal you, but heal your health and your shields at the same time. And it's nice, it follows you around, and it's nice for helping out your buddies that might need a little bit of heals. Other potential, or the other one I recommend is, if I can find it now, it seems just if disappeared. I just had it. Okay, here's your nanite generator, generator. Slightly different, and it makes your eyes glow green. It has a nice area effect of it also. Okay, my other one I was going to recommend is really disappeared on me. So I'm going to the reputation and go into your temporal. As in temporal. The bioharmonic emitter. This will give you a temporary hit points to your team. Opposed to healing, it just gives you some temporary hit points, which is quite nice. And if you're doing the colony invasion map on for your guilds, your fleet's colony, this is the only one that can be used to actually heal the colony shield emitters. Keep that in mind. There is the flare mortar in the competitive rep. I don't recommend this one, guys. The flare mortar itself does actually no damage. It just lights your path. There is the photometer drone. Of course, now that I'm looking for the photonic barrier generator, this is the one I was looking for. This one does a nice damage resistance buff to the area, so you'll take less damage to the group. It also provides some temporary hit points. This one is also quite useful for your colony invasions, as your colony emitter will take less damage as you progress through that. So those are pretty much your recommended engineering kit modules for your engineer. There are others. I am not going to go into event or lockbox, because quite frankly, there's just a lot of them. So that will do it for the engineering kit modules, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope it helps. And I do apologize for no camera on this video today. Unfortunately, I've been fighting the weather a bit, and yeah, I'm not exactly in the best looking category right now. So thank you for joining me. I hope this helps. Stay tuned, because we are going to be doing tactical kit modules next. Thank you for joining me.